Most people think success comes from big actions. They believe you must make loud moves, take huge risks, or become famous quickly. But real success is often quiet. It grows slowly, day by day, through small habits that almost nobody notices. This story is about a man named Daniel. He was not rich. He was not special. He did not have strong connections or natural talent. In fact, many people around him thought he was just average. But Daniel believed one thing deeply. Small habits, repeated daily, can change a life. Daniel worked in a small office. His job was simple and boring. Every day looked the same. People around him complained all the time. They talked about big dreams, but after work, they wasted hours on their phones, watching videos or scrolling social media. Daniel was different, but not in a loud way. He did not talk about his goals. He did not tell people his plans. He stayed quiet and focused on one thing: daily improvement. Every morning, Daniel woke up 30 minutes earlier than others. Not to work harder, but to prepare his mind. He read 10 pages of a book. Not a difficult book, just something about thinking better, learning skills, or understanding life. 10 pages felt small, but he never skipped a day. After reading, he wrote a short plan for the day. Only 3 tasks. No long lists. No pressure. Just clear direction. This habit helped him stay calm and focused while others felt lost and stressed. At work, Daniel listened more than he spoke. He observed how things worked. He learned quietly. When mistakes happened, he did not complain. He asked himself, "What can I learn from this?" People did not notice his habits. They saw no sudden change. But inside, Daniel was building something strong. Like water shaping a rock, his habits were slowly changing his mind, his skills, and his future. This was only the beginning. The habits looked small. The progress felt slow. But success was already growing silently. Daniel's habit of reading looked simple, almost boring. 10 pages a day did not sound impressive. His friends laughed sometimes. They said, "What can 10 pages change?" Daniel smiled but said nothing. He understood something they didn't. Consistency is stronger than intensity. At first, reading felt slow. Daniel didn't understand everything. Some words were difficult. Some ideas felt confusing. But he didn't stop. He kept going, page by page, day by day. He didn't rush. He trusted the process. After a few weeks, something changed. Daniel started to think differently. He noticed patterns. He understood people better. He made fewer emotional decisions. When problems appeared at work, his mind stayed calm. While others panicked, Daniel paused and thought. Books became his silent teachers. One book taught him about discipline. Another explained how habits shape behavior. Some books showed him how successful people think. Daniel didn't copy anyone. He simply learned and adjusted his own life. At work, small changes appeared. Daniel wrote clearer emails. He solved problems faster. His ideas became more organized. His manager noticed this, but didn't say much at first. The change was quiet, not dramatic. Daniel also learned one important rule from reading: protect your time. He stopped wasting hours on meaningless things. He limited social media. He avoided useless conversations. Instead, he used short breaks to read, reflect, or plan. Reading also changed Daniel's confidence. Not the loud kind, the quiet kind. He didn't need to prove anything. He knew he was growing, even if others couldn't see it yet. One evening, a coworker asked him, "Why are you always so calm?" Daniel answered softly, "I train my mind every day." That was the truth. While others trained their bodies or chased quick pleasure, Daniel trained his thinking. And slowly, this habit started opening new doors. The pages he read each day were building a future that no one else could see. Yet, Daniel learned another quiet habit from his reading. Successful people plan before they act. They do not wake up and react to life. They decide first, then move. That night, Daniel took a small notebook. Nothing expensive, nothing digital, just paper and a pen. Before sleeping, he wrote 3 simple tasks for the next day. Only 3, not 10, not 20, just the most important ones. The next morning felt different. Daniel woke up with direction. He did not check his phone first. He did not scroll mindlessly. He looked at his notebook. His mind felt lighter because he knew exactly what to do. At work, Distractions try to pull him away. Messages, noise, small problems. But Daniel returned to his list again and again. Each finished task gave him quiet satisfaction. Not excitement, but stability. Some days he failed. He didn't complete everything. But he didn't punish himself. Instead, he asked one question: what went wrong? Was the task too big? Was he tired? Was he unfocused? He adjusted the next day. Planning also helped Daniel say no. When someone asked for his time, he checked his priorities. If it didn't match his goals, he politely refused. This was new for him. Before, he said yes to everything and felt exhausted. Slowly, his days became organized. His energy improved. His stress decreased. He wasn't doing more things, he was doing the right things. One afternoon, his manager noticed something unusual. Daniel was finishing work earlier, but his results were better. No ruse, no panique, just consistent performance. Your productivity has changed, the manager said. Daniel nodded. I stopped letting the day control me. That night, Daniel wrote in his notebook again. 3 tasks. 1 small improvement. 1 step forward. He understood now. Success is not built in big moments, but in small, planned actions repeated daily. And this habit, like reading, was silent but powerful. Daniel used to believe that success required big changes. A new job, a big opportunity, a sudden breakthrough. But slowly, his habits taught him a different lesson. Small improvements done every day are stronger than big changes done once. One morning, Daniel decided to improve just 1% each day. Not more, just 1 small step. Today, he would read 5 pages. Tomorrow, maybe 10. Today, he would plan 3 tasks. Tomorrow, he would plan 4. This idea removed pressure. He no longer felt overwhelmed. When progress felt small, it felt possible. And when something is possible, it gets done. At first, the results were invisible. Nothing changed quickly. His life looked the same from the outside. But inside, something was growing: discipline. Daniel also started tracking his habits. At the end of each day, he marked a simple check in his notebook. Read heavy check mark, planned heavy check mark, focused heavy check mark. The check marks became a quiet reward. 1 week passed, then 2, then a month. The notebook filled with proof, not dreams, but actions. There were bad days too. Days when he felt tired. Days when he wanted to quit. On those days, Daniel did the minimum, not nothing. Even 1 page of reading kept the habit alive. He learned an important rule: never miss twice. Missing once is human. Missing twice creates a pattern. Over time, people began to notice changes. Daniel spoke with more confidence. He solved problems faster. He stayed calm under pressure. But the biggest change was invisible. Daniel trusted himself now. He knew that if he promised something, he would try his best to keep it. One night, he looked at his old life and smiled. Nothing magical had happened. No sudden success. Just daily effort. And Daniel finally understood. Success doesn't come from motivation. It comes from habits you repeat when motivation is gone. As Daniel's habits became stronger, he noticed one big problem. Some days still felt chaotic. He worked hard, but at the end of the day, he felt tired and confused. He was busy, but not always productive. One evening, Daniel read a simple sentence in a book. If you don't plan your day will plan you. That night, he decided to try something new. Before sleeping, he took 5 minutes to plan the next day. Not a long list, just 3 important tasks. He asked himself 3 questions. What is the most important task tomorrow? What task will move my life forward, even a little? What must be done, no matter what? He wrote the answers in his notebook and closed it. For the first time, he went to sleep with a clear mind. The next morning felt different. Daniel woke up knowing exactly what to do. No stress. No confusión. He didn't check his phone first. He looked at his list. When he finished the first task, he felt proud. The second task felt easier. By the time he finished the third task, the day already felt successful, even though the day was not over yet. Daniel learned that clarity creates calm. When your mind knows the direction, your energy doesn't get wasted. Some days, he didn't finish everything, and that was okay. Planning was not about perfection. It was about focus. He also learned to protect his mornings. No social media, no news, no distractions. The morning was for building, not consuming. Slowly, Daniel became someone who controlled his time instead of chasing it. People around him wondered how he stayed so organized. Daniel smiled. The secret was simple. He didn't wait for motivation. He planned his actions. And with every planned day, his future became clearer. Daniel never thought reading could change his life. When he was younger, books felt boring and difficult. He believed reading was only for smart people or students. But one habit slowly changed his thinking. After building a simple routine and planning his days, Daniel noticed something was missing. He was working hard, but sometimes he felt stuck. He needed new ideas. One day, a friend gave him a small book and said, "Read just 10 pages a day. Nothing more." Daniel agreed, but without high expectations. The first days were not easy. His mind wandered. He wanted to check his phone, but he stayed patient. 10 pages. That was all. After 1 week, something strange happened. Daniel started thinking differently. Simple ideas from books helped him solve daily problems. He learned how successful people think, how they manage time, and how they stay calm under pressure. Reading became his quiet teacher. Every morning or evening, Daniel read a little. Not fast, not to finish the book, just to understand. He realized that reading feeds the mind, just like food feeds the body. If you don't feed your mind, it becomes weak. Books also taught him patience. Some lessons didn't make sense at first, but later they became clear. Daniel learned that growth doesn't always feel exciting. Sometimes it feels slow and silent. Months passed, and people noticed changes in him. He spoke more clearly. He made better decisions. He didn't react emotionally like before. Daniel wasn't smarter than others. He was just learning every day. He understood one powerful truth. Leaders are readers. And with every page he read, Daniel was quietly building a stronger future. Daniel used to believe that success comes from big actions. He thought people become successful only after making huge decisions or taking risky steps. But his daily habits slowly showed him a different truth. Every morning, he followed the same simple routine. He woke up early, planned his day, and read a few pages. None of these habits felt powerful alone. They looked small and ordinary. But together, they started to change everything. Daniel noticed that his focus improved. He could work longer without getting distracted. When problems appeared, he didn't panic. He took a deep breath and looked for solutions. One day, Daniel compared his life to the past. A year ago, he was tired, confused, and impatient. Now, he felt calm and confident. Nothing magical had happened. No sudden success. Just small habits repeated every day. He understood that habits are like seeds. You don't see results immediately. At first, nothing seems to grow. But under the surface, roots are forming. Most people quit too early. They stop when results are invisible. Daniel didn't. He trusted the process. Some days were boring. Some days were difficult. But he showed up anyway. He learned another important lesson. Consistency beats motivation. Motivation comes and goes. But habits stay when motivation disappears. Daniel also learned to forgive himself on bad days. When he missed a habit, he didn't quit. He simply started again the next day. This mindset gave him freedom. He wasn't chasing quick success anymore. He was building a strong foundation. And slowly, quietly, his life was changing. Daniel stopped talking about his goals. Before, he used to explain his plans to everyone. He wanted approval. He wanted people to believe in him. But he learned that real growth often happens in silence. While others talked, Daniel worked. He kept reading every day. He improved his skills little by little. He planned his weeks instead of wasting time reacting to problems. No one noticed his effort, and that was okay. At first, the silence felt lonely, but later it became powerful. Daniel realized something important. When you stop trying to impress others, you start improving yourself. He no longer compared his life to people on social media. He compared himself only to his past self. Every month, he became a little stronger, a little smarter, a little more disciplined. There were no celebrations, no applause, just progress. One day, a colleague asked him, "How did you change so much?" Daniel smiled. He didn't explain everything. He just said, "Daily habits." That moment made him proud, not because others noticed him, but because he knew the truth. His success was not loud. It was quiet, steady, and real. He also understood that success doesn't always look exciting from the outside. Sometimes it looks boring. Sometimes it looks slow. But silent growth is the most dangerous kind, because when people finally notice it, it's already too late to stop. Daniel kept moving forward. Calm, focused, patient. Months passed, then a year. Daniel's life didn't change overnight, but the results slowly became visible. His work quality improved. His focus became sharp. While others complained about stress and lack of time, Daniel stayed calm and organized. One day, his manager called him into the office. "We've been watching your progress," the manager said. "You are consistent, reliable, and always improving." Daniel was surprised. He had never tried to get attention. He just did his work well, every single day. Soon, he received new responsibilities. Then better opportunities followed. But the biggest change was not his position or income. It was his confidence. Daniel no longer doubted himself. He trusted his process. Even when things were difficult, he stayed disciplined. There were still bad days. Days when he felt tired. Days when motivation was low. But now he understood something powerful. Motivation is temporary. Discipline stays. Instead of asking, "Do I feel like doing this?" he asked, "Is this part of my routine?" And that question changed everything. People who once ignored him started asking for advice. How do you stay focused? How do you stay calm? How do you keep going? Daniel gave simple answers. I plan. I read. I don't quit when it's boring. He knew success was not magic. It was not talent. It was the result of small habits repeated every day. Daniel smiled more often now, not because life was perfect, but because he was in control. And that control gave him peace. Looking back, Daniel understood one clear truth. His success was not created in one big moment. It was built quietly, every morning, every evening, every small decision. There was no secret formula. He woke up early. He read instead of scrolling. He planned instead of reacting. He stayed calm instead of emotional. When life tested him, he didn't panic. He followed his habits. Daniel realized that self-discipline is freedom, because when you control yourself, life stops controlling you. He was no longer afraid of slow progress. He trusted time. He trusted effort. While others searched for shortcuts, Daniel walked the long road. And that road changed him. Success didn't just give him better results. It gave him a better mind, a calm mind, a focused mind, a patient mind. Today, Daniel still lives simply. But now his days have purpose. He knows where he is going. And most importantly, he knows that as long as he stays disciplined, nothing can stop him. Big success always begins with quiet habits. This was Daniel's story. And maybe it could be yours too.